Hello, welcome to the Lalantia show. Today I'm coming on to talk about Lemuria. So this is a part of my series for videos on the Lost Lands. So on Lemuria, Atlantis and Avalon. This video is specifically about Lemuria. So I'm going to be talking about Lemurians, and I'm going to be talking about the land of Lemuria. And in future videos, I may get more specific. This is all information that I have received on my own through my own journeys, through journeys with clients and things that I've seen through working with my clients and experiences from that. And it's mostly just like my interpretation of things. It may not be exactly what other people have received, but I haven't studied a lot of what other people have said. I have read some books, and some of the stuff definitely lines up with what I see, what I have experienced. But there are, many more things out there that may differ from my experiences. You have to take what really resonates with you and leave the rest, because it's just different perspectives. And we have to remember that Lemuria, like the other lands, lasted for a very long time. So it doesn't mean that it was the same through all of these thousands of years that it existed, right? So for those of you who are new to me, if this is your first time visiting my channel, welcome. My name is Lalantia. I'm a psychic realm channeler and energy healer, and I specialize in working with the Lost Lands. So I work very much with Lemuria, Atlantis, and Avalon. I also work very closely with the magical beings, so with dragons, unicorns, mermaids, fairies, all of those different beings. And I help you to connect with the magic of who you really truly are. So these beings help you to remember the essence of who you really truly are, and help you remember oftentimes your past lives in these different realms and these different experiences that you have had in the past. I can help you to connect to the Lost Lands in sessions if you feel called to have an individual journey and go into your own personal experiences. So there is a link below if you want to check that out. You are welcome to shoot me a message as well if you just want to talk about it a little bit and get a feel for what that looks like, or my way of doing it. I also have a group called Sorceress Circle, and in there you can have an opportunity for a journey, because I do have, at the point of recording this, I have a moon circle available in there that you can watch the recording of, the replay of, to get an idea of what my journeys look like. And that's just one of, so many different experiences that we can have in a journey. So the land of Lemuria. So Lemuria, for one, lasted for a very, very long time. You could have had many lifetimes in the time of Lemuria. Lemuria is, however you want to word it. Time is an illusion, really, but we'll just see, however it comes out of my mouth, but kind of keep that in mind. You can look at it as is or was. It was a land that is very connected with the water. And in Lemuria, we worked very closely with the land, well, and the water too, but just with the earth. We worked very closely with the earth. We lived in harmony with the earth. We lived in harmony as a community and with each other. We were very, like we had a cohesive work environment. Like everybody kind of helped each other. We helped with each other's children. We could communicate telepathically. We didn't have to use words. There wasn't the issues with communication that we have now. Everyone lived authentically, so there wasn't the conditioning that you needed to do this or you needed to be this way. We were able to really work together smoothly and without the drama, I guess, that we have now. It was very much about, ease and flow. Like it was a very, I guess I would say, like a very much in that feminine energy of flow and ease, and there wasn't so much of the struggle and the fight to survive. Now that did come in later times, and when I don't want to say like Lemuria didn't necessarily fall, but when things began to kind of come apart, or when the land was changing and we began to migrate, then that's when we began to have, I almost want to say like a reality check in a way. But Lemuria was meant to be an experience that was that was a gentle, easier experience, and we were able to live in much more harmony with each other and with the earth, and working very closely with the earth and with the animals as well. And it was very much a balanced existence. It was a very balanced existence. The thing that didn't work for Lemuria in the sense of our own growth is that we didn't learn and grow as much as we wanted to, because it was so idyllic. It was so I don't want to say it was perfect, but it was kind of like it was so perfect that we didn't have the opportunity for the deep growth that we have now. We grow now from our difficult situations that we go through, right? So in the time of Lemuria, we didn't have that contrast. And that meant that, yeah, our life was good, it was easy, it was flow, but we didn't have the extreme joy. Because when you have the extreme joy, you also have the extreme pain, for example, or difficulties, right? So there has to be like that contrast for us to really learn and grow. And so that didn't happen in Lemuria the way that we later learned that we really wanted to learn as souls. Now, Lemurians, we kind of wore like our heart on our sleeve, in a sense. Our energy was seen. We could see each other's energy on, I want to say physically. Like we could see everybody's chakras. We could see when they were, clear and balanced. We could communicate telepathically, but we worked we naturally worked on our own energy and our own healing. But there were also healers among us who would work with people who may need a little bit more help in their own healing, who may need a little bit more, if they're struggling with a certain chakra or whatever. We also worked very closely with crystals and plants and just everything that the earth provides for us. It was just a very peaceful existence. I want to say it was very quiet. Because we didn't have to communicate out loud, it was very peaceful. It was very, very peaceful and quiet because we didn't have to talk out loud to other people. There were a lot of shapeshifters in Lemuria, where we were able to shift into mermaids or into other beings. So if you have memories of Lemuria, you may see yourself in different ways, or you may see yourself, coming out of the water and you're like, what? I came out of the water and I have legs, but I feel like I'm a mermaid. Well, yeah, you may have been a mermaid or mare person, a shifter. You also could have been, some sort of shifter into a different sort of animal or sea creature. There's still so many things that are coming to the surface in our rememberings, and I feel like there's so much more that we can really go deeper into in explaining this. But I really want to give you kind of the general feel of Lemuria, just to kind of sink into the vibration of the place, of the energy that we were in. Now, the positives of Lemuria were that we were a community. We came together. We worked very closely with the earth. We didn't want to harm the earth or the animals, so we had total respect and love for the earth. Through that time of Lemuria, our homes were like huts that were made very earth friendly. We didn't harm the earth in making our homes. We worked very closely and harmoniously with the different shifters, with the fairies, with the dragons. We did a lot of important work on earth with these different beings as well. And I feel like, I can go deeper into that in another video, but we all work together very easily, and this was definitely a positive part of it. But like I said, the main thing is that made it not work in the long run, although it lasted a very long time, like I said, is that we weren't learning fast enough because life was too easy. So Lemuria, eventually, because as we know, the earth shifts over thousands of years, and how I have how I have interpreted it, I guess I will say, is that the land masses began to change, and that meant that there were a lot of earthquakes and different like natural sort of disasters were happening, and we were ready to kind of move into a different vibration. But in this time of this happening, those that were incarnated on Earth at the time began to migrate to different places, including Atlantis. And Atlantis had already started as a society, as a I guess a continent of place of where different beings lived. And so we began our migration or travel there, whether it was, you know, over land or over sea. We began to travel to Atlantis and to other places across the earth, as I understand it to be anyways. There was something else that I wanted to mention about the Lemurians. We were able to communicate with animals. We knew, you know, if they hurt them. Let's say if a sheep hurt its foot out in the meadow, then the sheep could come to us and tell us what happened and that it hurt, and we were able to help them. We were able to heal them. We were natural healers. We knew our abilities. We were fully authentically as ourselves, so we didn't hide who we were. We were able to really express who we are, what we do, and our gifts and abilities were everybody was equal, for one. At least for the most part through Lemuria, people were equal to each other, although there may have been that sense of like leadership. There was some leadership, but it wasn't as if they were better than anyone else. Everyone was kind of treasured for their own specialties, for their own special skills, for their own energy and what they could bring to the community as everybody worked together. I think that kind of gives you a general idea anyways. I know there's a lot more about Lemuria that I could talk about, but Lemuria, we can connect back to Lemuria through journeys. We can connect to Lemuria with Lemurian crystals and with other crystals as well. There are some crystals that have been coming forward that really deepen our connection to Lemuria. And I can talk about crystals in a different video as well. But a lot of it is just kind of sinking into your own knowing, sinking into what resonates with you, feel into that time of Lemuria, and remember the positive aspects of it that we can, I don't want to say that we're not bringing any of these lands back, not really, but we can bring back certain elements to it. So that sense of community, that sense of working with the earth in a place of balance, those kinds of things, definitely we want to begin to nurture as we create the new earth, right? Really nurture that place of love and connection with other people. And yeah, I think that that's just an important thing for us to remember. So I'm going to end this video here, and I will do more videos on Lemuria as well as on Atlantis and Avalon. And if you have specific questions about any of them, you can post them below and I can answer them in the questions, or I can come back and do a video on them. I will do like as I am guided. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you are not subscribed to my channel, I invite you to subscribe. Give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment. You can ring that notification bell so that you know when I have done a video or if I go live sometime, just so you don't miss out on any of them. So I will see you on the next video. Bye.